Dawn over Delhi, India's capital. A city of more than 2 million people who, till a few years ago, for their milk, the most vital food for young and old, depended solely on local supplies. Supplies which were almost primitive and certainly unhygienic. But the people had little choice. Take it or leave it. And taking often meant getting it short, for the froth made up for what the liquid lacked. Even the method of distribution left much to be desired. The milk brought from nearby villages came to the city in cans. How fresh was the milk? When were these cans last washed? Few could tell, certainly not the people. But the milkman was a creature of circumstance and knew no better. The price was high and not all could afford the required quantity. Something had to be done to give our capital city a better milk supply. So the Delhi Milk Scheme was launched on the 1st of November 1959 under the second five-year plan. It was a modest beginning. But when the President formally inaugurated the Central Dairy, heart of the scheme, in December 1960, it had already become a vital part of the city's life. Standing on a 33-acre site in West Patel Nagar, the dairy attracts a stream of visitors from far and near. Aided by New Zealand under the Colombo Plan, this modern versatile dairy is one of the largest in the world. The Delhi Milk Scheme has a rural bias. It aims at providing a remunerative market to milkmen in nearby villages and supplying good, wholesome milk to the city dwellers at reasonable prices. Raw milk for the dairy comes from villages like this one. Men in the milk business collect it from individual producers and from cooperatives. This makes for adequate supplies to the dairy, leaving a surplus for the producer's family. The richer the milk, the higher the price paid. This acts as a valuable incentive to the producer and contributes to rural development, particularly cattle welfare. By attracting more and more men to the milk business, the scheme is providing employment for thousands. Milk from the villages is taken to the dairy's collection and chilling centers in clean cans provided by the milk scheme. This centre at Muradnagar, 20 miles from Delhi, was the first to be set up. Since then, more have been set up within a range of 15 to 50 miles from the city. Each centre can handle up to 15,000 litres of milk a day. At the centre, the milk is checked for purity and freshness. Then it is weighed and tested for quality in the laboratory attached to the centre. Substandard milk is rejected. Meanwhile, the empty cans are washed and sterilized, ready for use again. Weighed milk is chilled to 3 degrees centigrade and stored. Chilling prevents it from deteriorating. Chilled milk is taken in tankers to the Central Dairy in Delhi. Each tanker has a capacity of 7,000 litres. The dairy has a well-equipped fleet of tankers. The dairy receives raw milk, both cows and buffaloes. It can handle 2,60,000 litres of milk a day, the city's average daily requirement, and there's scope for expansion. up to 4,50,000 litres. 4 bays receive the tankers from the chilling centres. Once again, the milk is tested. No chances are taken. Here, the milk is pumped out electrically. Just 15 minutes and the tanker is empty. All the equipment is of stainless steel, ensuring complete cleanliness. During its long journey from tanker to bottle, the milk is untouched by hand. Here, raw milk is stored before pasteurization. Milk in cans, coming directly from villages, is also received at the dairy. On arrival, the cans are carefully examined. Only milk of the required standard is accepted. Machines handle the unloading of cans. They are weighed, tipped, and emptied automatically. The empty cans then move on for washing and sterilizing. Samples of milk are sent to the laboratory to be tested and analyzed. A fully equipped laboratory guards the health and safety of the consumer. Every consignment of raw milk is tested for purity, acidity, and fat content. These tests ensure that only pure, wholesome, and safe milk goes out for distribution. Meanwhile, the chilled raw milk held in huge tanks is released for pasteurization. In pasteurization, nothing is added to or removed from the milk. It is heated to a high temperature and then instantaneously cooled. This destroys bacteria and makes the milk absolutely safe for drinking. The dairy has 2 conventional type pasteurizers and 1 ultra-high temperature type pasteurizer, the first of its kind in Asia. The bottling plant is a fascinating one. First, the empty bottles are steam washed automatically. 3 machines between them handle 54,000 bottles in an hour. Just imagine the amount of needless effort if the job had to be done by hand. The washed bottles are then examined for cleanliness, flaws, and breakage. Unclean, chipped, or broken bottles are rejected. Now on to the filling plant. Conveyor belts carry the bottles to the filling machines. Each machine fills about 9,000 bottles in an hour, and there are 6 such machines. The bottles are mechanically sealed with aluminium foil. Bottled milk is kept in cold storage till it is time for distribution. The dairy also has a fully automatic bottling plant. Here, the whole process of unloading and loading, washing and filling, sealing and stacking is done mechanically with the minimum of effort. Besides pasteurized whole milk, the dairy produces sterilized milk, both flavored and unflavored, and sugared. This milk can be kept almost indefinitely without spoiling. It needs no cold storage. Toned milk is also prepared at the dairy. It is made by mixing together skimmed milk powder, water, and whole buffalo's milk. Toned milk contains less fat than whole milk and has all the nutritional properties of cow's milk. For bulk supply of milk to hospitals, hotels, schools, and other institutions, cans are used. They too are kept in cold storage till required for distribution. In addition to milk, the central dairy is equipped to make various milk products like butter, ghee, milk powder, and ice cream. This plant makes ice cream out of surplus milk. Creamy, delicious, and in various flavors. Made automatically, untouched by hand. Available in convenient forms, such as bricks, bars, and in cups. Cheap and wholesome, it is naturally in great demand. The butter plant can make a ton of butter at a time, and nearly 5 tons in 8 hours. The butter is automatically wrapped in packs of 100 and 250 grams. Butter or cream is steam heated to make ghee of high quality. It is marketed in handy 1, 2, and 4 kilo tins. How does this dairy milk reach the public? Insulated vans carry the milk twice a day to hundreds of distribution centers all over Old and New Delhi. The central dairy is today the largest single supplier of milk in the city. Hundreds of thousands depend on it for their daily supply of bottled health. Long queues at milk booths testify to its growing popularity. For the milk is pure, wholesome, and comparatively cheap, cheaper than in other cities. Milk is no longer the luxury of a few. It is within the reach of all. School children depend on it for their mid-morning refreshment. Sweet or plain, flavored or unflavored, they relish its cool, creamy consistency. And in hospitals and nursing homes, the dairy milk helps the ailing on their way to recovery. Hotels, restaurants and catering concerns are among the other patrons of the Delhi milk scheme. While the booths work in the morning and in the evening, there are special shops which are open throughout the day. These all-day milk shops are popular with office goers, especially during lunch hour. Besides milk, they sell the dairy's various milk products. The Delhi scheme has reorganized the city's milk supply. It has increased both production and consumption, provided a steady income to producers in the villages, and pure, wholesome milk to the people. In short, it has made available more and better milk for all. Milk, the complete food, nature's own milky way to health.